We're back. Mic wasn't working. God damn it. Every time I plug my phone in to download images, it knocks my mic out. I have to unplug it and plug it back in. So, you've just seen the We Are Driven intro. Still pushing Archie's journey over on Facebook. Still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation on Facebook. And also get yourselves over to Archie's Journey on justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey and go and donate on there if you can, please. So the We Are Driven team are still pushing these charities, trying to get Archie over to America to get the treatment he needs. So if you can help out, please do over on justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey. Get yourselves onto the Facebook page as well. Click all those like buttons. The We Are Driven team, the Archie Journey page, and the Bradley Lowry Foundation. So tonight, round 8 Interlagos. There he is, chilling out. As we all remember. 2 lobbies again. We've got CJ running pro-ams. Got myself with the pros. Let's have a quick look at scores before we get ourselves on track. George Marge. Evening, mate. How you doing? So, leading the way at the minute with 245 points is TNR Philo. It is still pretty close in the championship, really. Bobby in second with 214. Right behind him with 213 points is Potter McPot with 213. 188 points for 4th place NGR Jambu. 5th place Ben Cosgrove has got 183 points. But if we jump back to Fat Pickles in 625 points, but still plenty of positions to be had here. Full Send 87 has got 121 points, so only 4 points back in 7th. Again in 8th, Surfer Ev 115 points, still in the running. Perzel in 9th with 111 points. We've got CRT Miggins with 110 points. George Marge in 11th, or G Marge, the man in the chat. He's got himself 96 points. TRG Obi-Wan 88 points for 12th. We've got John Raz 13th with 81 points. We've got CRT Millerman 14th with 80 points. We've got Punani 15th with 72 points. And P1 Tatey 16th with only 4 points. But Tatey not sticking around. So I myself have still got stickers and shirts available. If anyone's interested, give us a shout. Let's get ourselves in this lobby. So 2 races for you lot tonight. Using my mouse on my computer screen is not going to take that off the screen, is it? So they're into qualifying. Interlagos is not a circuit I enjoy very much, to be perfectly honest. Let me take that off the screen as well, because that's not meant to be up there. Clash of Teams, bye, see you later. Let me move that We Are Driven back into its rightful spot. What am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Right, let's get ourselves in. So we are already into the hot lap stage. Jambu currently fastest man out on track, 129.952 for Jambu. Ben Cosgrove driving for DCC. Digital Car Culture, go check him out on Facebook as well, and the website 1 minute 30.2 for Ben. His teammate, TNR Philo, 1:29.9, just chucks himself onto pole for the time being. Early on though in qualifying, 15 minutes. 5 minutes gone. Jambu second, then Ben Cosgrove third. Purcell fourth with a 1:30.4. Again, these times will probably come down. 1:30.4 as well for Potter McPot. He's sitting in fifth, just behind Purcell. CRT Millerman at 1:30.4 as well for him. Fat Pickles at 1:30.5. George Mars just going up a spot, was it? 30.4 for George. 30.5 for Fat Pickles. Obi-Wan 9th at the minute, 1:30.5 for him. NRT Bobby in the Lamborghini, 1:30.6. CRT Miggins 11th, 1:30.7. Punani 12th, 1:31.3. Surf Ev 1:31.9. That's current standings again. Plenty of time left to quali for these guys to better those times. Let's have a look at that. Doesn't help me at all. So Philo only 6 thousandths faster than Jambu. Absolutely nothing at this circuit. Potter McPot then, he's gone faster at 1:30.2. He slots himself into third position on the grid. She's Ben Cosgrove down a spot. Still on that 1:30.2. Purcell still on that 1:30.4 on lap 2. Yeah, tricky little circuit I find Interlagos. A lot of drivers love it, but yeah, I'm not one of those, unfortunately. Bobby then 6, still rocking the Daft Punk livery, has done all season. Showing the respect to the now defunct Daft Punk. It's probably like Coca-Cola, they're going to come back bigger and better. So let me just pull up a little bit of info about a couple of races. Ghost Rider, evening, how you doing my friend? Team Obi tonight. See if his Jedi powers play out. What are we saying? Have you had words about the lightsaber again? Has he left it? Has he brought it? Where is he? He's currently in the pits getting fresh boots. What's his time? A 1:30.4 for him. So 8th. In the Tanto Racing Group. Big shout out to the sponsors as well, Team Oliver Racing. Michael and Stuart over there, putting their weight behind this. All the boys rocking good liveries, the DCC liveries looking good as well on the Ferraris. Jambu with his Star Wars themed livery on the BMW. Potter McPot in the Corvette. So Chrissy Raz did your livery, Mr. Potter? I'm not too sure, I think it was. The other DCC driver of Ben Cosgrove. I thought they'd had. I thought someone had stolen somebody else's livery when the season first started. I didn't realise there was a full livery for the Digital Car Culture team. And there it is. So Bobby in the Daft Punk livery. Got Purcell in the family colours, the Burkhart photography, yellow and black. Seen that every season. CRT Millerman. What's that? Like a wolf thing on the side, Mr. Miller. Difficult to see from this angle. Lone Wolf Racing, is it? In the Mustang, Obi-Wan, we've just seen with the Martini colours. Still rocking the sponsors though. You can see Team Oliver Racing, DCC, all over these cars. Probably a mature racing club and many other sim racing groups over them. So just skip past by George Marge's McLaren. Higgins chucks himself in the pits. Punani in the other McLaren, the orange and black. Surfer in the great big red Corvette. Red and black. Yeah, boys put a fair bit of work into these liveries. So, Philo, positions pretty much as they were. Fat Pickles has actually slotted himself into third. What's he got? 130.119 for Fat Pickles. Just as he picks himself up a penalty. Got words and told him to carry the lightsaber to extra weight will keep the car stable at the tricky track. That's right, these awkward turns. Right, okay, let's get ourselves on with a bit of Jambu, shall we? Go for a bit of a lap round here. I'm going to struggle with corner names because every track map I pull up is in Spanish. So onto this long, although it's not a straight, it is pretty much a straight. It's flat out from that last turn we've been on. All the way down here, grabbing a toe off Burzell in front. Careful into turn one. Gotta be careful you don't run it far too deep. And over onto the AstroTurf on the right hand side there. Again on the exit. Just got to be careful. Turn 3 down back straight towards turn 4. Again, easy to run it wide through here to turn 5 towards Ferradura, turn 6. Again, this is where I find it a little bit tricky, this circuit. Just it's all just not quite right. Hard on the brakes. What's he down into? I've left all that crap on. Down into first gear. Again, holds it in first gear around this next left-hander, back up the hill to this very, very tight right-hander. Hairpin, it comes all the way back over itself, off camera as well, all over the place this circuit. Back down the hill, down towards the final turn. Junkao. And then back up to this long start to finish straight. Like I say, from that Junkao, it is flat out all the way through here. We are going to see Jambu chuck himself in the pits at full speed. Okay, positions have changed. Ben Cosgrove hitting the 129. He's got himself a 129.457. Jambu 129.730 as well. Potomac Pot 129.858 still holds third. Philo then pushed all the way down to fourth position on that 129.9. George Marge just getting himself into the 129.965 as well. Bobby just getting himself up a 130.015 up into 6th. Fat Pickles had just gone quicker at 130.119, but just been pushed down a couple of spots again. CRT Millerman at 130.241 for him. James Harben, evening, quack. Big shout out to Georgie the Duck as well. Get yourselves over to Instagram and go follow Georgie the Duck. Is it Georgie the Duck? Georgie the Duck. You'll find it. There's only one. Did we read out Purcell's time? 130.3 for Purcell while we were talking about waterfowl. Don't do that. TRG Obi-Wan 10th then with lightsaber this week according to TRG Ghost Rider 130.3. Ooh. So coming to the end of qualifying, 11th for CRT Miggins 130.6. Punani 12th 131.1. Surfer Ev struggling here. He's not managed to get out of that final spot, I don't think, during this qualifying session. 131.4 for him. think I've seen about that 13th spot. Race information for you lot, wasn't I, just before we get into race 1. So it's a 15 lap race. They start with full fuel. You can use any tyre for the race. No mandatory pit stop. And in race 2, reverse grid, top 3 from race 1, carry over weight as well into race 2 and start from the back of the pack. It's a 22 lap race, 70% of fuel they start with. Time of day changes as well, and there is now a pit stop window. They can only pit at the end of lap 5. You can come in before that, but only for fuel and repairs. Because it is damage on heavy in this lobby. Philo then, sneaky Philo again, right at the end of quali. 129.4 for Philo. He's done this several times over in these lobbies. So pushes Jambu and Potter and everyone else down a few positions. Just wait for everyone to finish their laps. Bobby getting himself back up into 5th. Pushes G Marge down a spot back into 6th. Fat Pickle 7th. CRT Millerman in 8th. Purzel 9th. Obi-Wan parked up at the minute 10th. We've got all sorts of shenanigans going off at the end of the start finish straight turn 1. Surfer's trying to take his own car out. Punani sitting in 12th, and Surfer, we've just seen firing himself into the wall, 13th. Do have to use 2 different compounds of tyre as well for these for race 2. Bags, evening brother. No shirt. Oh Jesus Christ! Well, other people have got them. That's, I know that. Sean's had them. Hopefully, be there in the morning, mate. Is it racing soft tyre maximum for race 1? We're going to have to wait for Potter to reset this lobby now, I think. Unless he's already got it copied down. Better be there tomorrow. I posted the damn thing Saturday. Bags, I was expecting them there Tuesday. I know it was bank holiday. I was expecting them there yesterday. I'm alright. I don't know about anyone else. If George Marge is still listening, he'll be prepping for the race. There he is. He's giving us a little flash of his lights. Look. That's not what I wanted to do. good look at your livery, Obi-Wan. I'm liking that. Subtle. So you will see drivers trying to peel a set of tyres out again somewhere, I'm sure. There we go. CRT Milliman. That's right, get well Archie, we are driven. I think everyone's rocking a bit of we are driven on their cars. Uh-oh, George Marge is on the driftathon again. Not working for you around there, George. There we go, almost. Does like a bit of drifting, does Mr. Marge. Even on a bit of a straight. Right, here we go then, race one. Getting it right just around that final turn for us. Go then, 15 laps, race one. Let's see how they get on around at Interlagos. Team DCC, front row lockout. Someone's car sounding very digital. Right, we'll wait for these lights to drop and we'll get underway. They're off then. Towards turn one. Oh, it's a great start from Obi-Wan. Fires himself up the inside of CRT Milliman. Philo then sneaks through for first. Ben Cosgrove second. Potomac Pot third. Nobody getting nudged off track through those first couple of turns by the looks of it. So can the Ferraris pull away early on in the race? Nice early lead from the drivers behind. Potomac Pot third, then Jambu going for a little bit of a drift out of turn four. Sitting in fourth, Bobby fifth. Got G Marge in sixth, Obi-Wan seventh, Fat Pickles in eighth, Purzel in ninth, CRT Milliman in 10th, Punani 11th, Surfer upper position into 12th. And CRT Miggins picked up a penalty, looking to fight back for his positions. Sitting in 13th at the minute. So Philo coming to the end of lap one. He's got 0.8 of a second, nearly 0.9. And then Cosgrove trying to, getting a little bit wide there for Philo. He's going to be slightly slower out of that turn. I'll say that, and he's carrying more speed. Right, can Potomac Pot get a move done here already on Ben Cosgrove down this start-finish straight? Tucking himself down the inside line, chucks himself down the outside, does Potter. Nowhere for him to go on the defensive line. Oh, both drivers getting it a little bit wrong through there. Jambu, nowhere for him to go though. And now Potter slots himself up the inside of Ben Cosgrove. Where's Jambu in this fight? Side by side as they head down to turn four. Ben Cosgrove lets it roll around the outside. Potomac Potts holding on to him, looking to come back at him around the outside this time. Jambu looking for a way around the inside of Ben Cosgrove. It's all kicking off. He slots himself back behind Potter, looking for a way through. Potter's already opened the door. Up the inside then for Jambu. Ben Cosgrove losing a position down to third, nearly losing that position to Jambu in fourth. Potter looking to chase down Philo in front, who's already got 2.4 second lead. Jambu still looking for that third position off of Ben. Bobby holding fifth, Obi-Wan up into sixth. Pickles 7th, right behind Obi-Wan. He's got to be careful down this straight himself. It's not the viewer one, that's the viewer one. On board with Fat Pickles as he looks to make the move then on Obi. Gonna have to run around the outside himself. Obi squeezes him back over to the outside of the track. Oh, tiny bit of contact. Nice tight line there through turn 2 for Fat Pickles. Can he get the job done on TRG Obi-Wan? Not before turn 4 by the looks of it, a little bit too far back. So Obi-Wan holds on to it, does go a little bit wide there. Can Fat Pickles carry enough speed to get the job done before turn 6? Side by side then through there. He's going to win out. Fat Pickles just slots himself in front, so up into 6th then. Obi-Wan back down to 7th, Perzel in 8th. And these two side by side again. Sorry, that's 2 of the drivers we're looking at. Perzel 8th and Millerman in 9th. He's being chased pretty closely by Punani and CRT Miggins side by side, those two as they come out of there. Punani holds on to it. Miggins though almost pushing him around this circuit in 11th. Surfer Ev 12th. George Marge is down to 13th. What's happened to George Marge? Too much practice in drifting, I think. 1.2, 1.3 off the back of Surfer as well. So Philo up front, still 2.4 seconds over Potter. Potter's managed to gain himself 1.3 from Jambu. Got himself in front of Ben Cosgrove after all. Goes defensive down this back straight. Holds on to 3rd then for now, Jambu. Ben Cosgrove fighting hard, looking for that position back. It's just got to be careful. MRT Bobby in the background. It's closing up with these little fights that they're having. He's only a second back under now. So Jambu's still holding that 3rd. Ben's still 4th. Potter not been able to close that gap up on Philo yet. 2.8 seconds currently. Again, pulled more time over 3rd place Jambu. 1.6 seconds to get back to 3rd. Ben Cosgrove just 0.6 of a second back in 4th. NRT Bobby 1.1 back 5th. Fat Pickles 6th then after getting the job done on Obi-Wan. Just 0.7 of a second back. Obi-Wan only 0.8. A little bit of a gap back to Perzel. He's out of the slipstream range at the minute. 1.2 seconds for Perzel. He's got CRT Millerman 3.3 seconds back in 9th. And then CRT Miggins Punani Surfer Ev battle. 10th, 11th and 12th. Miggins has got himself back past Punani. Can Surfer Ev get it done? Tries to go up the inside. The McLaren in front just carries a little bit more speed, but Surfer Ev is not letting this one go down into turn 4. Side by side through there. Still side by side through turn 5. Heading up towards turn 6. Punani still got the inside line. Holds onto it. Can Surfer chuck one back down the inside? No, not able to do it yet. So Punani holds that 11th, but it has now dropped them back from CRT Miggins in front, who's closed the gap up on CRT Millerman. George Marge tucked onto the back of this fight now. 0.5 of a second. Philo still stretched another 10th out front then. 2.9 seconds as he crosses the line. Potter still got 1.6 over Jambu. Ben Cosgrove chuck him on up the inside at turn 1 though. And gets the job done into turn 2. Good move by Ben Cosgrove. Jambu loses that then. Can he get him back into turn 4? Not close enough. So, Fat Pickles! Oh, Fat Pickles! Oh, he just got himself up into 5th position past NRT Bobby. And just gets the power on a little bit too early, coming out of turn 4. Spins the rears up. Thought he was going to take NRT Bobby out then, but well held, Fat Pickles. Loses positions because of it, but keeps himself right bolted onto the back end of the 2 that have passed him. Has got Purzel bolted right onto the rear end of himself now as well, so just got to be a little bit more careful. Already fighting his way back though, looking to go around the outside of TRG Obi-Wan through there. Neck and neck, these 4. I think we need a bit of this. Let's get ourselves just up front a little bit. In the thick of the action, on board with Fat Pickles then, looking at the rear end of TRG Obi-Wan's Mercedes. NRT Bobby in 5th in front in the Lamborghini. Nearly forgot what he was driving. Fat Pickles trying to come down the inside of TRG Obi-Wan. Side by side through turn 1. Just gets himself in front through turn 2. Still looking to hunt down NRT Bobby in front. Bobby is holding a penalty as well. He's got to drop that. Lightsaber is working great from TRG Ghost Rider. Has he lightened the Kyber crystal? Is that what he's done? So only 0.4 back from NRT Bobby is Fat Pickles. He's managed to make a little bit of time over Obi-Wan. He's still got pressure from Purzel behind. Can't really see that with a great big spoiler. But Fat Pickles closing right up on Bob then. Just dropping 1/10 of his penalty. Brings himself under attack from Fat Pickles for that 5th position. Just jump to the battle that's kicking off up front. Potter McPot had the gap reduced. Ben Cosgrove right on his rear end. Managed to pull a bit of a gap from Jambu as well in 4th, 1.2 seconds. So Ben Cosgrove piling it back onto Potter halfway through this race. Potter going defensive. Ben Cosgrove's going to be made to run around the outside. Potter holds on. Ben Cosgrove in a good position to make a move into turn 4. Is Potter going to go defensive? Has he got the power? He just slowly drifts over to the middle of the track. Ben Cosgrove there does go for a late move on Potter. Potter just carries the speed around the turn, holds on to 2nd, but only just. Ben Cosgrove looking powerful through turn 5. Potter holds the inside line into turn 6 still. So still holds that 2nd. There is race leader Philo. And then still looking for a way past Potter. Far up the road is TNR Philo. 5 seconds he's got. He's got 5 seconds over Potter. Potter been under pressure from Jambu and Ben Cosgrove for a little bit of this race. Philo was able to just escape a little bit in the early stages, lap 1, lap 2. Sort of strategy people play out as well. Are we going to see people pitting? We've got Ben Cosgrove now chucking himself up the inside of Potter. Potter runs round the outside though. Comes back, holds on to that 2nd. Ben Cosgrove trying everything he's got. Running out of pages in his book now to get the job done past Potter. Then for 2nd position, Jambu just tucked in the background, waiting for these 2 to spin each other off. Fat Pickles then 5th. NRT Bobby 6th. Obi-Wan 7th. Perzel in 8th. Gap spread out a little bit now. That fight, sorry, is spread out a little bit now. CRT Miggins in 9th. Got himself past Millerman. Was that the other way around? George Marge up into 11th. Was sitting in 13th, but got himself up a couple of positions. On the back end of CRT Millerman as well, looking for that 10th. Surf Ev 12th, not that far back either, just 3/4 of a second, still within slipstream range. Punani, unfortunately now 7.7 seconds down. No damage on the car, but it looks like he has spun it round somewhere. Rear tyres slowly giving out on that McLaren. Philo pulling another second. Potter McPot has just been under threat for the last few laps with Ben Cosgrove. Now goes for it again down the inside at turn 4. Potter not able to carry as much speed this time, side by side on the exit. Can he keep his nose up the inside for turn 6? Just change that camera, get a little bit more close up. Yes, he does. Ben Cosgrove then gets himself back into 2nd. Can Potter regain it before the end of this race? To lap 10 of 15. TNR Philo currently 6.4 seconds out front, holding fastest lap as well, 1:30.036. DCC, how you doing, brother? Your boy's doing all right at the minute. TNR Philo's got himself out front. They had a front row lockout in qualifying. Philo managed to stretch a gap early on in the race. We've just been chatting. Potter McPot managed to get past Ben Cosgrove not lap 2, lap 1. Made a bit of a gap himself, but now Ben Cosgrove has come back. Just snuck that back off him, and we're just wondering whether Potter can get it back, but he's got Jambu to worry about as well behind. So under threat a little bit for Potter. Fat Pickles then. He's a little way back, 5 seconds back from Jambu and that battle in front. He has got Bob just 2.8 seconds back. Bob's still holding big chunks of penalty. Obi-Wan 7th. He's managed to pull a bit of time, 1.5 seconds back from Perzel. Miggins in 9th then, another 2.7 seconds back. CRT Millerman 5.9 seconds back in 10th. Surfer Ev 11th. G Marge in the pits going for fresh boots. Losing a position down into 12th. Should hold on to that. Punani is a little way back. What happened to Punani? Okay, he's not made it past. George Marsh does come back out. We take that 12th. Punani's also stopped. Fresh set of tyres on board for him. I'm going to see Philo in this lap. He's got a quarter of a tank remaining. Should be enough to see this race out. Not stopping yet. Looking to run long then if he's going to stop at all. The same for Ben Cosgrove. Stops out. Potter McPot stops out. Jambu stops out. So Ben Cosgrove has now pulled 1.4 seconds from Potter, who's now under threat from Jambu down the inside at turn 1. Potter holds his nerve and his line through turn 2 and turn 3. Fat Pickles closing the gap, 3.9. It was 5 seconds. Bob losing a bit more time. He's now 3.9 seconds back. He's got Obi-Wan closing up on him. Still got that bit of penalty to lose as well as Bob. Sean, evening friend, how you doing? That's meant to be my friend. Evening my friend, not evening friend. That sounded a bit in between us, didn't it? Yeah, Obi-Wan closing that gap up. TRG Ghost Rider. The words look like they're working. losing that penalty now, though. What is he? Just 0.9 of a second back. Needs to keep himself in touch with Bob as they hit this start-finish straight to make any kind of move on Bob. Plenty of time over Purcell behind, 2.2 seconds, 2.3 seconds. What have you got then, Obi-Wan? Unfortunately, Bob is pulling a bit of time from him. Slightly better exit for Bobby by the looks of things. Keeps that gap above over a second between himself and Obi-Wan. Right, let's go and see where race leader is. On to lap 13, 5-second lead still over teammate Ben Cosgrove. Potter McPot now 3 seconds back in fourth, but still holding it from Jambu. These drivers struggling with worn out soft tyres. Still able to battle really well. Potter McPot then chucking himself down that inside line again just to avoid any attack from Jambu behind. And look, Fat Pickles is closing, 3.3 seconds. Running out of laps to close that gap right up on those boys in front. A couple more laps, he might have been able to make that work. Still, don't discount anything yet, you know, with those two battling it out, especially when it comes to the last lap especially. You never know what might kick off. NRT Bobby then in sixth. He has pulled more time over Obi-Wan, unfortunately, 1.2, nearly 1.3 seconds. Purcell another 2 seconds down. We've got Miggins just a second back in ninth. So they could, oh, he's just picked up a penalty, slightly too much across that white line, running over the pits entrance, and that's the damage, half a second penalty. So any attack he was going to make, he's going to reconsider that one. Still holding 7 seconds over CRT Millerman in 10th, Surfer Ev 11th, 2.1 back, G Marge 15.8 back. Punani 13th, 12.6, and spun himself off somewhere early on. So I think it was only George Marge, G Marge, that stopped in this first race. He was gaining TRG Ghost Rider. Yo, yes, the DCC boys doing the brand proud. There you go. There you go. Yeah, he was gaining Ghost Rider, but unfortunately not anymore. So TNR Philo hits that final lap. Just enough fuel on board to do it, just enough tyres to get himself round as well. He's still got just about 5 seconds from teammate Ben Cosgrove. So very low on fuel. Jambu getting himself past Potter right at the end. Down that start-finish straight then. Can Potter regain that position before the end of this race? Can he get it done into turn 4? Not quite close enough. Plenty of fuel on board for Potter and Jambu. Jambu, oh, he's just going to be pulling a little bit of time from Potter. I say that, Potter drifts it closer to him. And they've still got this long start-finish straight before they hit the timing line, you know, the checkered flag. So could still be on here for Potter. Oh, he's drifted it out of that second to last turn, closes up again on Jambu, but the gap stretching out. Looks like it's falling away for Potter. So TNR Philo comes across the line to take first. Ben Cosgrove takes second. Team DC 1-2. Jambu's going to take third. Potter takes fourth, losing that position right at the end to Jambu. Fat Pickles fifth. Oh, I don't know why it's got done. Bobby takes sixth position. TRG Obi-Wan comes home seventh, 1.3 seconds back in the end. Miggins, eighth position. I've got Purzel in ninth, so Miggins making his way past Purzel in the end. CRT Millerman in 10th. We've got Surfer Ev in 11th. George Marge coming around that final turn. He's going to take 12th. Backwards. Just wait on Punani. Looking forward to tomorrow's Mazda race. Might get in the right lobby this time. Come on now. There's only two. Punani then, last man to cross the line, takes 13th position. It does mean he starts on the front row of the grid for race 2. But top 3. That might work in Potter's favour in race 2. Obviously just falling out of the top 3, they now have to carry extra weight into race 2. Whereas Potter in 4th and everybody else behind does not. So we'll see. We'll see whether that works out. Yes, there we go. Race 1 done and done. Race 2 coming up. 22 lapper for that one. 70% start with fuel. Pit window as well, so they're not allowed to dive in the pits before the end of lap 5. They can for fuel and repairs, but not for tyres. And they do have to use 2 different compounds. And again, top 3 from race 1 do carry extra weight over into race 2. Right, just while we've got a few minutes. Wait for it. Wait. That's what you're meant to be looking at. Wait. So the We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey and still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation as well. So get yourselves over to Facebook. Go search out Archie's journey. Click that like button. Get yourselves over to the Bradley Lowry Foundation as well. Do the same on that page. Click that like button. And then go and sign yourselves into the We Are Driven Facebook page as well. Get yourselves involved. We just make noise is all we do. No, we don't. We don't just make noise. No, we don't just make noise. We make t-shirts. We Are Driven. Not me personally. Our man Dave Robinson over at Infinity Decals, big part of We Are Driven. put a lot of time and effort into producing some t-shirts for the cause and things like that. So got to give shout out to the boys who've done liveries for Archie's journey as well. Been some outstanding stuff been put together. So in general, yeah, we are just a mouthpiece for charities, but obviously people have gone above and beyond. I just yap on about it and point you in the right direction, and other people like our man Dave actually produces physical items for it, so fair play. So that's what the We Are Driven team are all about. And then once you've done all that, get yourselves back off Facebook and over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey and go and drop a little donation on there if you can. Thank you very much. Trying to get this poor kid over to America. Alright, why didn't that pin the way I wanted it to pin? I wanted that to pin to top, damn it. Alright, don't work. But there it is, justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey. And you can see top right hand corner. Oh, that's the wrong image. We've got this one always in the top corner of the screen. More as just you know, if people see it, what's that? And then I can say that's what it is. It does pin to the top. Oh, okay, it does. It does. Just takes its time. Has to think about it for a little minute. So let's just have a look. 70% fuel or 70 litres. 22 laps. Yeah. Grid order reverse. So as long as the top three from race one. Oh yeah, so Potter already given the shout. Top three, please change weight now. Jambu's done it. Ben Cosgrove's done it. Philo's keeping quiet. Philo's keeping quiet. Big shout out to subscriber number 568. Again, it's not showing me who you are because you're obviously keeping your Ghibli secret. Secret subs. Subs is subs, people. Don't forget to hit that like button as well. Let's see how many of you are actually doing that. 5 of 5. Hell yeah. So we are given the shout that the race is going to start at 21:27, so 3 minutes to go. Some drivers already out on track trying to get the lines right through some of these turns. Possibly, have we got the top three out? Jambu's out on track. Ben Cosgrove's out on track. Is Philo out on track? No, he's not. So Ben Cosgrove and Jambu just probably out on track, getting used to the extra weight in their car as well. It's given us some good racing so far. Let's hope race 2 produces the same. Get yourselves over to Digital Car Culture as well on Facebook. Go click that like button on Digital Car Culture. You can see DCC leading the way here. front row lockout in quali, taking P1 and P2 in the race as well. Both of the DCC drivers carrying extra weight and start from the back of the pack in race 2. Let's see what they can do with that. Philo stretching his lead in the championship by a few points then tonight. There we go, Potter. Just reminding everyone, 2 different compounds of tyre got to be used. And the pit is only open for tyres at the end of lap 5. Again, you can come in for repairs or fuel. But tyres is a no-no before the end of lap 5. So damage is on heavy, so any trip to the walls or incidents into another car does mean a trip to the pits to get that repaired, which you don't want to be doing. It's going to slow you right down. Right, let's get ourselves on track in preparation for race 2. Using his Jedi powers of handbrake skills into the wall. It's good skills. Worked. I don't know what you're doing now though. Oh, just parking up. Okay. NRT Bobby not racing twice. Looks like he is racing twice. That's not what NRT means, but Mr. Billy Miller has named it not racing twice, so we're sticking with it. I forget what its real meaning is. It's probably something really important. Something's race team, isn't it? It's got to be. There's George Marge just at turn 4, trying to blast through a set of tyres again before we start race 2. Where is he? Come here, George Marge. There he is. Go, race 2 ready to go then. George Marge nowhere near blasting through a set of tyres this time. So McLaren's leading us away, Punani and G Marge. What can the 2 DCC drivers do from the back of the pack with all that weight? Here we go, let's wait for these lights to drop then. We're away. It's a great start by everyone. Is that TNR Philo already firing his way up through past a couple of drivers. G Marge looking for that first place already off Punani and gets it. Surfer Ev also looking to come past Punani. He wants second place early on. So Obi-Wan up into 4th position. CRT Millerman 5th. Bobby in 6th. Again, it's going to be tricky early on to keep hold of positions for me, as there's going to be a few swapping. Miggins in 8th. Ben Cosgrove into 9th position already. Drag Potter McPotts as well. Managing to get past Potter though early on. Jambu in 11th. TNR Philo in 12th. And Fat Pickles in 13th. Fat Pickles got himself a bit of a penalty to lose as well early on. So George Marge out front. Who's that slipping past? Punani's down in 6th. That's CRT Miggins. Yes, what's happened, Miggins? All the way down in 13th position for Miggins. Not sure what's happened there. He's not carrying damage, so it doesn't look like he's had any kind of incident with anybody else. George Marge, though, out front. 1.6 second lead in the McLaren over Surfer Ev. pushed around this circuit by Obi-Wan. He wants that second position off of the Surfer. Bobby and CRT Millerman right in the thick of this battle. Obi-Wan then slots himself through, gets up into second, Surfer Ev third. Bobby also making his way past, he gets up to fourth position past Millerman. Millerman down to fifth, Bobby pushing hard early on then. Now Surfer Ev coming back at Obi-Wan down into turn 4, side by side, still through there. Obi-Wan carrying the speed, he should be able to hold the line into turn 6 as well, but Bob right in the middle of these two. So Surfer Ev has left the door a little bit wide open. Bobby slotted himself through into third. Surfer Ev now down into fourth. And Millerman again looking to come down the inside. Oh, close. Nearly contact between them. Surfer Ev holds onto it. We've got Punani drifting it out of the hairpin there in 6. He's now put himself right under pressure from Potter McPott, who's got himself up into 7th position and past Ben Cosgrove. Cosgrove in 8th, TNR Philo in 9th, then Jambu in 10th, top 4 from race 1, really pushing hard. Fat Pickles as well, staying bolted onto the back end of these. So sitting in 11th, 5th place in race 1 did Fat Pickles, CRT Miggins in 12th, and Purzel 13th. So did Miggins accidentally take out Purzel, and that's why we saw him waiting around for Purzel to come through. As Purzel had an incident all of his own. No damage on either car. G Marge 21 though has got 3.2 seconds over now second place NRT Bobby. Background Surfer Ev and CRT Millerman still battling it out through turn 4 and turn 5. Potter's up to 6th position. Ben Cosgrove has followed him through there as well into 7th. Punani in 8th. Jambu in... Oh, Punani getting it wrong. He's moved down to 10th. 11th. Fat Pickles has got past him. Or has he? Potter then 5th. Ben Cosgrove in 6th. So Philo now in... Oh, sorry. No, it's Potter in 6th, sorry. Ben Cosgrove in 7th. Jambu 8th. Philo in 9th. Punani 10th. So Fat Pickles stuck behind him at the minute, as he looks to hang on to the back of the top 4 from race 1. Miggins 12th then, 11.3 seconds down, and still being chased by Purzel in 13th, 0.8 of a second down for Purzel. George Marge having his time reduced then, down to 3 seconds, it was 3.2, pushing for 3.3. Bobby's managed to bring that down a little bit. Pulled 1.5 seconds over Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan got plenty of breathing room behind himself as well. 2.2 seconds back to CRT Millerman in 4th. Potter McPott though just gets himself past Surfer into 5th. Surfer pushed down to 6th then. Ben Cosgrove looking to come through as well. And does, up into 6th. He's following Potter, move for move here. Philo then 7th. Jambu, sorry, Philo 8th, Surfer in 7th. Philo 8th, Jambu in 9th. Punani 10th. Fat Pickles 11th. He's not managed to get past Punani yet. Still 11.1 back. We've got Miggins and Purzel battling it out for 12th and 13th. Again, a long way to go in this race. Strategies can change. And it's something you have to think about as well. If it all goes horribly wrong early on, you do have to think about changing it up a little bit. G Marge then pulls another 0.2 from NRT Bobby. Bobby still pulling time in 2nd place over 3rd place Obi-Wan. CRT Millerman closing that gap up as well. Only 1.4 seconds back for the fourth place driver. But now they've got to worry about the danger men from race 1 coming through. Potter McPot leading the way at the minute in 5th. He's managed to get himself 1.1 from Ben Cosgrove. Needs to think about keeping that gap as well. Doesn't want Ben to get any kind of slipstream or benefit from him. So Philo into 7th. He's managed to get his way past Surfer and Jambu. Jambu back at Surfer here. Looking for a different way through. It's not working out for him at the minute. Fat Pickles as well. Got himself past Punani. Back into 10th position. So they are closing the gap up. Punani only 9.1 seconds in front of CRT Miggins and Purcell. I'll see if they can close that gap back up. G Marge still pulling a bit of time over Bob. Again, still pulling time over the third place driver. He's put himself under more pressure from CRT Millerman. Could see positions change here. A little bit far back at the minute. 0.8 of a second. Potter McPot just in the background there. 1.6 seconds back. Still got Ben Cosgrove for company, has Potter. That Corvette getting bigger and bigger in the view of CRT Millerman. Closes up on Obi-Wan though. Can Obi-Wan defend from the great big Mustang? Holding on to it for now, but CRT Millerman only 0.6 of a second back. In a good position. Needs to just close up a little bit around this final turn. Get a good drive out. So 0.4 of a second. Here we go. I think we're going to see a move here. TRG Obi-Wan. I think he knows he's going to get overtaken here. Going to carry the speed into turn 1. Is he looking to outbrake? And he does. Can he hold the position to turn 2 into turn 3? A little bit wide there into turn 3 for Millerman. So he's got to try again. But let's just look in this rearview mirror. Blam. There is a Potter McPot. Only 0.8 of a second back. And the gap increased between himself and Ben Cosgrove behind. Potter McPot looking dangerous early on. Let's change that camera and start having a look at some tyres. So softs on for Millerman. Potter on the mediums and storming. Ben Cosgrove is on the soft, so Potter on the mediums doing a... Oh, I say that, he's nearly chucks the rear end round. Doing a great job, starting from near the back of the pack on medium tyres. Again, not carrying the extra weight like the top 3. Still to battle his way through. Not there yet, there's still plenty of time left. So G Marge holding that top spot. Gap reduced though down to 2.4 seconds between himself and NRT Bobby. Now 5 seconds back to Obi-Wan, who is still holding that position from Millerman. But again, for how long down this start-finish straight? Side by side again. The inside for Millerman. Can Obi-Wan? No, Millerman through then. 3rd position. Obi-Wan in 4th. Potter McPot still just 0.9 of a second back. Big gap back to Ben Cosgrove, 2.5 seconds. He's dropping the DCC driver pretty quickly. Surfer Ev still holding that 7th position as well. Fat Pickles in 8th. What's happened to Philo? Is he coming for tyres possibly? So Surfer in 7th, Fat Pickles in 8th. Punani 9th. CRT Miggins in 10th. Medium tyres. Purcell in 11th. Philo been in, fresh set of softs on for him. Jambu just coming out as well, also with a fresh set of softs on board. See how that helps him out in this middle stint. George Marge then still 2.7 seconds out front. Managed to get himself past Punani into turn 1, turn 2. And just stretched his lead out while everyone else was having a bit of a fight behind. Now Bobby's managed to get through. He has taken a little bit of time out of G Marge. Both drivers starting to struggle on warm tyres. You can see Bob there almost sideways through turn 2. And now 8.2 seconds back for CRT Millerman. Sorry, 6.3 seconds back. My eyes are deceiving me there. Still only half a second back to Obi-Wan. Pot lost a bit of time. 1.2 seconds. So that does bring Ben Cosgrove slightly closer to him. Millerman just starting to pull a tenth or two from Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan not any direct threat at the minute. Pot still 1.2 seconds back, not closing that gap up at the minute. Ben Cosgrove then still 1.2 seconds back himself. And big gap back to Fat Pickles. It's 4.8 seconds back to 7th place. Surfer Ev another 2 seconds back. Got Punani, he's 3.8 seconds back in 9th. CRT Miggins in 10th. Purcell 11th, 3.3 seconds back. Philo 10 seconds back. And Jambu another 15 seconds back. So more drivers in the pits now. Who we got? Just CRT Millerman at the minute. G Marge stops out, Bobby stops out, TRG Obi-Wan stops out, so Potter up into 4th then, he's also stopped out. Ben Cosgrove stopped out, although he will be in the end of this lap. Potter McPot could probably squeeze another lap out of that. Ben will be in. Fat Pickles has not stopped yet either. Surfer Ev not stopped yet. Punani not stopped yet. Miggins not stopped yet. Philo has stopped. Stopped early on, did Philo. Nearly takes our camera out. Jambu in 11th, he's also stopped. We've got Millerman and Purcell just coming out of the pits now. Sorry, Millerman coming out of the pits, Purcell just coming out of the pits now. So 11th for Millerman. Jambu 12th. Purcell then just coming out of the pits, a fresh set of softs on board for him. Now sits at the back of the pack. Again, positions will chop and change when other drivers come in the pits. Still no stop for George Marge. Still no stop for NRT Bobby. No stop for Obi-Wan. No stop for Potter. Ben has come in then, so Potter could get another lap out of that, as could Obi-Wan and everyone else in front. Fat Pickles stops out as well. He's got plenty of fuel on board. Get even more laps out of that if he wants. On the medium tyre, Surfer in 6th. 4.1 seconds back, medium tyre as well. He'll be in the end of this lap. Punani 7th. End of this lap for him too. Go Philo. Oh, penalty for Philo. And only quarter of a tank on board for Philo. So running light, but looking to stop again. Quite early for Philo. G Marge testing the drift capabilities again. Bob slowly closing time down on G Marge in front. The gap down to 2 seconds. We should see probably... They're going to risk another lap. No, G Marge comes in. NRT Bobby comes in. Obi-Wan and Potter. Should see both of these drivers in this lap as well. There they go. Third and fourth. Fat Pickles as well. No, again, Fat Pickles is carrying a lot of fuel, so he could come in and spend less time in the pits and jump a few of these boys, or he could just continue like he has done. So, takes race lead for now, does Fat Pickles. Surfer Ev also stopping out for another lap. So it takes second position. Again, not stopped yet, either of these drivers. Philo comes through. Is he going to be able to jump anybody here? Yeah, I think he will. He's carrying better speed out of turn 3 and down the straight. Oh, maybe not. Not quite close enough then. Goes for a bit of a move on NRT Bobby into turn 4, but it's not worked out. Drops his penalty instead. Down to 0.4 of a second. So G Marge back out the pits. What tyres has he got on? He's got himself a set of mediums on board. Bob has gone for a set of mediums as well. Just over half a tank each of these boys have taken on, so only 10 laps remaining. Fat Pickles and Surfer Ev. We're going to see Fat Pickles doesn't brave another lap. He comes in. Surfer Ev is literally on fumes now, so he's definitely going to be in. G Marge, NRT Bobby and Philo all around that last turn then, neck and neck. But G Marge and Bobby both carrying a lot more fuel than TNR Philo behind. He's only going to be able to do a lap or two more, and then he'll be back in the pits. Still carrying a little bit of a penalty as well is Philo. But Bob closed that gap right down on G Marge in front. Carrying slightly less fuel as well. Goes for the move, looking for a run around the outside here, Bob. Side by side with G Marge. Through turn 5 up towards turn 6. Bobby keeping his nose side by side, so he's got the advantage into turn 6 here. Gets himself through to race lead. George Marge second, Philo third. Again, he's got to stop. He's not got a lot of fuel on board, and just losing his penalty through there as well. Keeps himself in touch. So can Bob now start pulling away from G Marge? G Marge keep himself bolted onto the back end of Bob. He's in a good position, as is Philo. Now power on then. A little bit wide for Bob, not slowed him down too much. Only 0.4 of a second in it between Bob and George Marge. Closing up then, slipstream starting to come into effect. Down to 0.3. Not going to be close enough to make a move into this first turn, I don't think. No, Philo in the background losing more of his penalty. Slowly falling away from these boys, just doing that. So Bob first. G Marge just quarter of a second back. He might be able to make a bit of a move here into turn 4. Oh, thought about it, and again last minute he thought about it. Closes up on Bob again. Philo then, his fuel light flashing at him. He will be in at the end of this lap. We'll see where that brings him back out when he comes out the pits. Potter McPot then 4th. 6.1 seconds. He's got himself past Obi-Wan, who's 5th. Jambu's 6th. CRT Millerman 7th. Fat Pickles Bro in 8th. Ben Cosgrove. Oh, Sorry, why does that keep chopping? Oh, you two swapping places and I'm losing it. Obi-Wan 5th then, Jambu 6th, Fat Pickles in 7th, CRT Millerman in 8th, Ben Cosgrove in 9th. So way off the back end of Potter McPot, who he was having a good battle with. Surfer Ev in 10th, Miggins in 11th, Purzel 12th and Punani 13th. Current order. So Bobby and G Marge still neck and neck. Potter McPot then comes through to take 3rd position, 6.1 seconds back. Fastest lap of the race as well for Potter on that last one, 1:29.955 for Potter. Can he close the gap up on those two drivers in front? What have we got? 7 laps. 6 seconds. We'll see. Still nothing in it between Bob and G Marge. Heading down towards these final turns. Needs to stick with Bob to make any kind of move down that long start finish straight. Just 0.6 of a second. Needs to close up really. Still 0.6. What can you do here, Mr. Marge? Again, a little bit of a big gap for my liking for George Marge to do anything here. Gap to 0.7. Does close up though. Not enough. If Bob can put another couple of laps in like he just has done and pull a 10th or 2 over G Marge. Oh, G Marge suffering. And exactly that pulls Bob out of the slipstream range of George Marge now. Is there anything that G Marge can do about it? Potter McPot in the background has taken the gap down from 6 seconds to 4.5. There he is, just coming around turn 5. He's now got 2 seconds over 4th place Obi-Wan. 4.2 seconds. Potter putting the hammer down in this second sector, second stint. He wants an extra step to stand on. Thank you very much. Plenty of time to close that gap down as well. Obi-Wan sitting in 4th. He's under no threat from behind at the minute. 5 seconds back to Fat Pickles in 5th. We'll see whether Fat Pickles can close that gap up before the end of this race. Gap down to 4.8. Jambu in 6th, 2.8 seconds down. That's got CRT Millerman just 1.4 seconds back in 7th. Ben Cosgrove up into 8th. Got himself past Surfer Ev, Surfer in 9th. CRT Miggins in 10th. Purzel just 1.2 seconds behind in 11th. Punani in 12th, a little bit wide there for Punani. 6.7, 6.9 seconds down now, 7 seconds down. Unfortunately, that slowed Philo down a little bit. Coming out of that final turn. Currently sitting in 13th place for the DCC driver. He's got a few big gaps to try and make up if he gets past Punani. Fresh set of softs on board for him though. Let's see if he can do anything with them. So race leader Bob 1.4 seconds over G Marge. Potter McPot taking more time out, gap down to 3.6 seconds between himself and second place. Obi-Wan keeping himself in check though, 2.4 seconds down still. And still keeps the gap about 4.8 between himself and 5th place as well. Where's Potter making his time? He's getting a good final turn, that's for sure. He's made up a 10th on G Marge coming out of that final turn. obviously down this long straight. By the time he gets to the end, obviously he's carrying more speed. He's up to speed quicker. And there it is. Pulls time, pulls half a second over Obi-Wan. Gap down to 3.2 between himself and G-Marge. G-Marge not able to close down on Bob. No mistakes from Bob either. 1.4 seconds up the road at the minute. Ultimate Pot is on a storm. 2.8 seconds. He's on the soft tyre for his second stint as well. Did a really good job in stint 1 on the mediums. Started 4th from the back, and were you 4th or 5th? 4th when you came in the pits? I think you were. Yeah, good drive by Potter. Pulling a bit of more time over Obi-Wan. Gap up to 3 seconds. Fat Pickles has taken a bit of time out of him that time as well. Gap down to 4, just drops below that into 3.9. Jambu then sitting in 6th, another 6.4 back. He's got CRT Millerman now only half a second back. It was 1.2 the last time we looked. And just coming through to end lap 18, start lap 19. Jambu just holds on to 6th position through turn 1. Millerman looking dangerous though. He should be able to get a good run on him down. Oh, he's already making a move through turn 3. Not able to carry the speed though. Should be able to just sling himself out here and get the move done. There you go, past Jambu into 6th then for Millerman. Just allowing Fat Pickles through. Didn't sort of fight him off. So holds 7th at the minute for Jambu. Ben Cosgrove 8th, 2.9 seconds down from Jambu. Surfer Ev another 2.2 back himself in 9th. CRT Miggins another 2.3 back. Perzel 5.5 back. Philo made up a position. He's got himself past Punani, 3.1 seconds back from Perzel. Punani, what's happened? Punani gone into ghost mode, now 20.7 seconds down. Maybe seeing the rest of the race out in ghost mode for Punani, we'll see. So Bob out front had that gap reduced, less than a second between himself and G-Marge. Pot got the gap down to 1.8 himself on lap 20 of 22. It's all going to get a bit close and personal as they cross the line here, I think. Bobby though holding his own still, 1.1 seconds from G-Marge. But Potter McPot, if he can get himself past G-Marge and pile the pressure on Bobby, keep that big heavy Corvette in a straight line. He's going to be struggling now on those worn softs, but he is still taking time out of G-Marge in front. Oh. And that's exactly the problem. Rear tyres trying to chuck themselves backwards, so just losing a 10th there for Potter. Bobby then still leading, but only by 0.9 of a second. G-Marge just in that slipstream range. Potter still 1.7 seconds back, lap 21 of 22. So Fat Pickles into 4th, 7.3 seconds back. He's got a good gap behind, 9.6 seconds back to Millerman. So hasn't got to fret too much for Fat Pickles. Jambu 6, 1.7 seconds back. Ben Cosgrove 1.5 seconds back, made up another position into 7th. Surfer Ev as well, getting up into 9th. What's happened to Miggins? Is it you that's made a little mistake? Allowed drivers to come past. Philo just swaps positions with Purcell, up into 10th then for Philo. Purcell 11th. TRG Obi-Wan now 12th. What's happened to Obi? Obi, no. I thought, yeah. I thought Fat Pickles was had moved up a spot. He was hunting down Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, unfortunately, down in 12th position. It's not an out lap, so it's not as if you have to come in for fuel. Punani still ghosting out in 13th. Right, here we go then. Final lap. NRT Bobby still leading by 0.8 of a second. Potomac Pot still only 1.6 seconds back. But only a single lap to try and do anything for Potter. 1.5 seconds. G Marge unable to close that gap up on Bob. Potter still taking time out of G Marge. Gap down to 1.2 as he came through turn 4. Stretches back out though. Closing right up on Bob around these last couple of turns. Can he get himself in a good position to make an attack out of the final turn? Take the win from NRT Bobby. Potomac Pot unfortunately losing time to these two now. Let's get ourselves on board with G Marge as he hunts down Bob. Just this final turn to go and the straight. 0.3 of a second down. Yeah, looks like Bob's going to hold on to it. Is he? Closing up now then for G Marge. The line just coming up. Bob is going to take it, so Bob takes the win. G Marge takes second. Potomac Potts 2.1 seconds down in the end. Backwards and on fire for third position. Fat Pickles takes fourth. CRT Millerman is going to come home for 5th. Yes, I don't know. Oh, what's happening here? Jambu just takes 6th. Ben Cosgrove 7th. Surfer Ev 8th. CRT Miggins in 9th. TNR Philo is going to take 10th. Purcell is going to take 11th. Yes, be interesting to find out what happened to Obi-Wan. I know Fat Pickles was closing him down, but I think he had plenty of time between them, unless he just made a mistake. I don't know. Obi-Wan takes 12th then, and we just wait for the ghost that is Punani. Might not even make it across the line, Punani. Yeah, I don't know, TRG Ghost Rider. I don't know what happened there. Punani is not going to cross the line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. There you go. So, great racing again in the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Always is. Always ends up being close. The lads do put a fair chunk of effort in the off-season though. You know, testing all the cars, getting all the weights and power right, so they're all very, very equal. Tuning is available in this league as well, so it's as close to the real thing as we can get it without coming around your house and bashing you in the helmet. No, don't say that. Shaking your sim rig about a bit. Let's say that. Let's not say what I've just said. I was never confused. Yes, good racing there, boys. Potter McPot unlucky. He was chopping chunks out of those two in front. I thought he was on for a higher step on the podium, but it wasn't to be in the end. Yes, some good racing. So that was round 8 of the Mature Racing Club Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Oh. Yeah, it's a good in this one. Right, so what have we got coming up tomorrow night, 9 o'clock? We've got the P1 Race Community boys back with the Archie's Journey Mazda Challenge. Dragon Trail Gardens. Is it Gardens or Seaside tomorrow? I forget. It's Dragon Trail. Num 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 num. That's what it is. Dragon num num num. Dragon Trail num num. So that's tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Friday night at 9 o'clock as well. We've got the Fusion League of Mature Racing Clubs GTTCC. That's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Gran Turismo leagues out there. 9 divisions, I think. It might have dropped to 8 now, as sort of drivers have not turned up and we've managed to shrink one, but still 8 leagues running. Commentary over all of them as well. So that's Friday night, 9 o'clock. Nothing Saturday. Back on Sunday night for the Tanso Racing Group and the Ford Focus Cup. That's sponsored by Creative Motorsport over in Ireland. And straight after that at 9 o'clock, we've got the P1 RC boys back again with their Archie's Journey Multi-Class League. I forget which track we're at, but we're in the Expo this week, Sunday night, 9 o'clock. Monday night, 8:30, we're back with the Tanso boys again and the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Tuesday night, the finals of the Clash of the Teams, 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Make sure you stick around for that one. There's been some good racing in there as well. And then, yes, next week, same time, same place, Wednesday, 8:30, round 9 of MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. That is the list. That's what we got coming up. So, yes, there was 2 lobbies running tonight. You were watching the pros with me, Dark Smoker. We had the Pro-Ams as well running over on CJW's channel over on Twitch. He does upload the races to his YouTube channel after the fact, but if you're looking for it live, it was over on Twitch, but he does upload to YouTube after. So make sure you get yourselves over to all of them. Archie's Journey, get yourselves over to We Are Driven, get yourselves over to the Bradley Lowry Foundation, click all those like buttons and all those sorts of things. Get yourselves over to www.justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey and drop a little donation on there if you can. Cheers. So don't forget, I've got merch available myself. Got t-shirts which the boys have been receiving today, and stickers available as well. Hit me up if you want some of those. £22 plus free postage and a free sticker for the shirts, and stickers are £3 a pair if you want one, or 2, because it's a pair, I suppose. Right, other than that, you know what's coming up over the next week. I hope you like what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.